We're still staying on education, but for the timely intervention of a mental health nurse at the Peki Government Hospital, 3-year-old Jonathan Wolasin would have been robbed of his future. At his age, he knows more than what children his age should know, making his teachers and parents assume he had a mental disorder. Here's a report by Sarah Apenkropaku.
The news team was informed about Jonathan's situation by authorities at the Peki Government Hospital, where he was taken by his parents for medical attention. Jonathan was born on 11th June 2019, just like any ordinary child. He was unable to speak until he was enrolled into crèche at the Avetile Methodist Basic School this academic year.
He was not talking, so at his 2 years, we brought him to the school at Avetile here. So, going to the school, there we noticed that he started talking with English. Meanwhile, we don't speak English in the house. We speak away, but he chose to be speaking English. One day, the teachers reported him that he was behaving weird as compared to the other kids. So then we decided to take him to the health facility, wellness.
According to his teachers, Jonathan was skipping lessons to higher classes. He was hyperactive and was also reading books and pronouncing words he had not been taught, a behavior they saw as abnormal and weird.
Not. This. Not. This. Was not. Come back. Not back.
He will be roaming in the class, and when I stand to go and teach, my place is his place. Any book that on the table is for him. At times, he will go out from the class the time we know he will reach the roadside. At times when he is in the class, we will remove his knicker and be in pants.
The complaints from the teachers got the parents worried, and they decided to seek help. During his assessment, the mental health nurse identified he had a higher IQ intelligence quotient.
What is this?
Wait.
What is this?
That is.
What? What is this?
A friend.
Yeah. Wow. What is this?
Everyone.
Yeah. Wow. What is this?
2. 6. Harden.
The complaint they brought was that he does things a little bit abnormally. He's hyperactive, and so they are associating that to spirituality. So upon assessment, I asked them, she was trying to restrain the guy, and I asked her to leave the guy to do whatever he wanted to do, because it's also part of the assessment. I wanted to see his behavior around how he conducts himself. So during that, he will move from here to another table, and my colleagues were a little farther than where I was. He ran to them and then picked a storybook they were holding. And to my amazement, he was able to mention the author of the book straightforward, Simon Snake. And then that amazement, I got up from my seat and I was like, what is he doing? So I got closer and I said, Jonathan, repeat what you said. And he said, Simon Snake.
Jonathan had already missed classes for days before the headmistress of the school could know about the development.
I was at the hospital to seek the attention of the health practitioners concerning my mother's health. So it was there that the mental practitioner was telling me that there is a small boy who came here and was able to read. And this boy was just 3 years. Frankly speaking, I came back and I called the KG teacher. Then I asked her, I learned there is a boy in the school here who is only 3 years but can read. And she said, yes, there is a boy like that, but he does behave some strange attitude sometimes. So they've called the parents and asked for medical help for him. So it was there I asked her, let me meet the boy. And she told me that the boy has stopped coming to school for some days. So I sent for the boy, and he was brought back.
It was intriguing to watch him in his own world, pronouncing words and reading almost anything he sees.
The inattentive that he's been in class is not because he's inattentive naturally, but because he realized what he's been taught in class is just below him. Initially, the mother was weeping because he said the teacher mentioned to her that this could be something spiritual, and even at home, they were trying to associate it with spirituality. Yeah, so I encourage teachers that when we come across such persons, you know, sometimes what they will do because of their intelligence or their IQ level is so high that what they do will marvel us. And so if we are not careful, we are quick to judge that this is spiritual or this person has been bewitched. So I will encourage all teachers that whenever we come across such cases, we should try as much as possible to report to the higher authority. I would recommend that this boy be given a special form of training because, yeah, you know, this has to do with IQ.
There may be many children out there who may have been robbed of their destiny for lack of information or due to ignorance by caregivers. Jonathan would have been among the lot if his parents had taken other options to seek help. We can only hope that he gets the needed attention to explore his potentials. Sarah Apenkro, TV3 News, Peki Avetile.